On this episode of Motor MythBusters,
This old trick Buster used to use.
will a simple wire pull
All the exhaust gases go to the turbo, and
That makes more power.
really cause explosive turbocharged chaos? Boom! And Tory's in the hot seat.
if you ever feel uncomfortable at all,
Power through it.
no.
Accelerate out.
So buckle up and count down
You guys ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Let's do this.
to automotive movie myth mayhem. Meet the team
We'll be at work in no time. This might be the miracle coolant that everybody's been searching for.
with the mechanical expertise
My main concern is structural integrity. I think this is gonna work.
to test all things automotive.
That was beautiful.
The more air we push through, the more fuel siphon out, and boom!
This is Motor MythBusters,
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
where science meets the streets.
Dude, this car is sick.
Thank you.
Did you build this? Is this
Yes,
one of your...
it's one of our 935s that we put together. It's a lot of fun. 900 horsepower, runs on ethanol.
So shiny.
So, BC, you brought this car in for a reason, I'm
I
guessing.
did.
Not just to show it off.
Not just show off. I love turbocharging. It's a great way to make lots of power. It's a great way to go fast. Also, use modern electronics to control my boost. However, there's this movie that's always bothered me. Fast and Furious.
I love the Fast and the Furious movies.
The 8th installment.
Big Vin Diesel fan.
Yeah, Vin Diesel's character, Dom, went to Cuba, and to win this race, he needed more boost. And to do that, he took the soda can tab and a baling wire connected to the vacuum line that leads from the turbo to the wastegate. You'll find this interesting. Pulls it, it increases boost like crazy, and mayhem happens.
I gotta see this movie scene.
There's no high-tech electronics in this automotive movie myth. Can you win a Cuban drag race, unleashing insane amounts of boost from a turbocharged engine
Look at the size of that turbo.
It's massive.
It's huge. Turbo
Yeah.
that's bigger than my freaking head.
with just a length of wire and a soda can tap?
He just pulled it.
Would this budget-friendly, low-tech technique ever work in the real world?
All right, what exactly do we need to do to test this crazy-ass poor man's turbo?
Well, due to the Cuban embargo, they were not able to get any new parts. So I feel like we've got to stay true to the spirit of the myth, keep the car as true to the myth as possible.
And look how big that turbo was. I mean, we're gonna have to find a turbocharger that looks the part like in the movie.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally. And they also had a nitrous system.
Think about what nitrous does. I mean, it's like a chemical supercharger. It puts a lot of oxygen into the mix, allows the engine to become extremely efficient and fast, but they also use a very cost-effective way of increasing boost by using a baling wire and a cola tab and pulling the reference line to the wastegate.
Then we're gonna get crazy boost.
Yes, because this shuts and nothing escapes, and all the exhaust gases go to the turbo and massive boost ensues. Or at least that's what the movie says.
And that's what we're gonna test. We're gonna pull the line just like Dom did in the movie, and we should get the boost to maintain for 16 seconds.
That's a long
It's
time.
a really long time. There's no way it's gonna last that long.
But you know what? When you pull this baling wire, very strange things happen in the turbo system. Boost increase and then decreases, and I'm curious to what will happen in the field.
Do you
Me
guys think
too.
it's gonna catch on fire?
Oh,
now
that's
he's on
not
fire.
good.
In order to replicate the car just like it was in the movie, with that massive turbo, we're gonna have to make sure we get enough air, we get enough fuel, supporting modifications, fabricating all that charge piping, adding the nitrous system. Like, this is gonna be a huge project.
I have a vehicle in mind that may suit the bill.
What you got?
How about a Monte Carlo?
Oh, perfect.
You can find those
love it.
everywhere. Ah, stop it. Okay, so now I have found this beauty of a car. A 1973 Monte Carlo. There's nothing beautiful about this car. It's absolutely ugly. But it does a great job in fulfilling what we need for this myth. Now, it has a 350, which is great. The engine bay has tons of room, so we can do lots of modifications. But how will it handle the rigors of racing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I think it's dying. Oh, come on. Yeah, it just cut off. I'm gonna try and roll as far as I can. I'm keep going, keep rolling, keep rolling. Hopefully something simple.
That is a beast.
Okay.
Tell me you didn't pay for this.
Well, actually I did, and I'm quite proud of my find.
Oh my God. I can hear you like a block away.
Yeah, I
That
can
was the
smell you
intent.
a block away.
No,
It's burning rich.
I know she doesn't look that great, but look under the bonnet.
Under the bonnet, you say?
Look at all that space.
Well, definitely a little bit
Giant.
more space than I'm used to working with.
That
Could,
is
like
a-
raise a small family in here.
Look at this engine. This 350 is perfect.
How's it run?
It runs actually quite nice, and sometimes
I
it
don't
stops
believe
on its
you.
own.
I don't believe you. I don't believe
It's like
you.
autopilot, you know?
Yeah, right.
Great. All right.
So what do you guys think? Do you think this is a good candidate for what we're trying to achieve? I'm not saying if it's gonna work. I'm saying could we actually build it the way they did in the movie?
Yeah, we can build it the way that they did in the movie.
I
But
think we build
getting it to last that 16 seconds,
yeah.
a whole nother story.
You know what? The foundation is there. The power plant.
I mean, with that big turbo
Right
there.
there. Absolutely.
All right, so let's make a parts list.
Well,
Brand new engine?
oh, stop it.
Aside from that,
All right. Either rebuild that carburetor or replace it.
We probably need to find a turbocharger that looks the part like in the movie.
Right.
like a big giant one.
Yeah, nice turbo. An intercooler piping,
And
Yeah.
an external wastegate that we can control with our baling wire and our...
baling wire, and a cola tag.
For the sake of science, we're gonna have to like monitor everything on this engine to see
That's a
like
good point.
when exactly this thing blows
Yeah.
up and if there's anything we can do, driver, to prevent it from blowing up.
I have a
So,
smashing idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have some kind of digital dash that can data log.
Ooh.
Important
data
things like
logging.
air fuel
Exhaust gas
ratio,
temperature. Air
EGT.
fuel ratio.
Boost.
Yes.
Very good.
Power?
Air temp. Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is
So
awesome.
if things do go awry, we're able to
Find
out why
Yeah. I love
as
it.
we analyze the data.
You guys are missing the most important part.
The car?
The driver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am not driving this thing.
I would love to, but
I'd
I
drive
may
it.
just give
Yeah.
Tory the opportunity to have fun with this thing.
All right, so initial impressions of this thing, I'm definitely stoked for this project. And this is the perfect place to start from. I mean, small block Chevy, I mean, everyone and their mom has one of those, right? So fortunately, there's a lot of aftermarket support. Get our cheap turbo kit, find a nice turbo like they had in the movie. That being said, looks like this vehicle's been sitting for quite some time, and that's like never a good sign, especially for gaskets. You can see all the leakage that's happening around here. The engines want to be run and keep those seals nice and fresh. Another huge concern of mine is the fact that we've got this brand new master cylinder and brake booster. A lot of times when you cycle through a bunch of new brake fluid, you can end up flushing through a lot of garbage that was in the brake system, and it'll eventually cause your brakes to fail. Ask me how I know. I'm a little bit concerned that after we put a whole bunch of horsepower to this thing, we're gonna come across a stopping problem. And of course, keeping our beloved Tory safe and sound. But I'm just glad I'm not the one driving it.
All that's gonna go away, so we can just work on the
Okay,
turbo.
so while these guys are geeking out on how to turn this into a turbo, we have to do a few things. We're gonna have to rip off a lot of the parts. We're gonna have to find a turbo, and more importantly, since I'm gonna be driving, we hope it doesn't catch on fire and explode. The movie car we need to replicate was first stripped of any unessential components. Power to weight ratio is everything in a Cuban drag race. Well, any race for that matter. So this is gonna go, this is gonna go. We're just gonna do it Vin Diesel style. In the movie, he just starts tearing it apart.
Well, that's
right.
weight reduction at its finest.
All right, well, I'm no Vin Diesel, so I'm gonna have to get some tools.
Before we start, let's figure out what we want to take off.
Fenders for sure.
Yep.
Oh my God, what?
All right, watch yourself.
my
All right. Tori's gonna take off that one his way.
Oh my.
Hood. Come on, we're Vin Diesel. Let's go.
I'm not used to this way of treating things, you guys. This is actually kind of hurting my heart a little bit, to be honest.
Who needs tools?
Me? I see this as like this gorgeous blank slate. Like this has the potential to be fully restored and turn into something beautiful.
Yeah.
While everyone else is working, Vin Diesel's character, Dom, pulled out the battery on the car. The battery is what allows me to start the car. An alternator keeps the vehicle running by providing 12 volts, but it needs that motion to be able to create electricity. So I'm gonna start the vehicle up and take the battery off.
You ready for me to start the car?
Yes, please.
Come on, baby, you can do it.
No gas, no gas?
Yeah.
So this car you chose, BC.
I know.
Woo!
Sorry. Yeah.
I was afraid that was gonna happen.
That was rad. Maybe we should put a blower on this.
Now I'm gonna take off the battery. Look, it's running. Here's the battery.
Okay, so that was a fun demo, but unlike the movie, we plan on using a battery for the field test.
This is magic.
But we still want to strip it down like Dom did to achieve a better power-to-weight ratio.
That was awesome. Are we cool with taking the doors off?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
What the?
That's a fire.
Woo! God.
Carry on, don't mind us. It's like the 4th of July. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah! Building stuff. American made.
Look at this, looks cool.
It looks badass already.
real.
Fast and the Furious got nothing on us.
Oh, look, we got an engine over there.
This is awesome.
Whoa. All right, so this is not the junkyard like I was picturing in my mind, like, you know, an automotive junkyard. There's a little engine.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, it is cute. That's not turbocharged, though.
No. Do you want to check this one?
You mean, like, go inside?
Yeah. Wow, look at this.
Whoa, look
I
at the
bet
size of that turbo. That's
huge.
exactly like what we're looking for.
You got a wrench?
Wait, what? Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding. We should get off this boat before we get caught.
Why a boatyard? Well, in Cuba, they couldn't get new parts, so they'd use whatever they could find. And it's assumed that in the movie, they used a turbo from a boat engine. So that is why we're here.
Makes me kind of want to go sailing.
You know, I lived on a boat once.
Yeah?
And I realized I got incredibly seasick. Look down there. Hey, that might be the right size.
It spins, but I mean, it's a little corroded.
And it's got epic shaft play.
The amount of work to get that thing working.
No, that
it's
is
not worth
seized
it.
in there.
There's no
movement
at all.
Got a bunch of sailboats over here.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Oh, Faye, I think we found our candidate.
That
I
looks
mean,
perfect.
I mean,
Let's
it's
see.
big enough.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's about the right size.
Yep, it's spinning.
Oh, nice.
There's no corrosion.
It's the perfect candidate, really.
Yeah.
It might need some cleaning up, but it matches the movie for size, for look, and for Cuban resourcefulness of using whatever spare parts they could get their hands on.
Look how big it is.
Now that's a proper turbo.
Why don't you guys work on this? I'm gonna go source some nitrous oxide. I got a guy.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Good luck, you guys.
All right.
Oh, this is gonna look so badass when we're done.
I'm
It's gonna look
really
so
excited
good.
about this.
I'll take
Cool.
this beautiful.
I'll start on this exhaust manifold. Okay, so we have to install the essential components to support that massive turbo. After that, we add the nitrous. That'll give us a healthy boost of horsepower. So when we pull that line, we know that we're running the engine at its maximum capacity, just like they did in the movie. All right, so one of my biggest concerns is that we're gonna be breaking off every single one of these exhaust studs because this is the hottest part of the engine right here. And these bolts have seen some epic heat cycling.
So this is a factory carburetor, but we're not gonna take this off. Oh, look at that. Replace it with a 4-barrel carburetor that will feed this turbo an appropriate amount of fuel, a lot. Oh, thank you. Look at this.
What? Oh my God.
Thank you, Rose.
Y'all are the best team.
I've got a new distributor.
Oh
okay?
my God.
This is made of like billet aluminum?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
The big cap HEI, the coil is already in the cap. It's favored in the hot rod world because it's so simple and it's got great current, so we're gonna have good spark.
Not only is this efficient, it's beautiful.
One wire, that's it. We just put one wire here and we've got good juice.
Oh.
I like that sound. I like it a lot.
Three
I like
for three,
that
three for three, baby! All right, so I think I just finally got the last bolt off of my exhaust manifold. And the reason why I've got to get this off is because we've got to put a different exhaust manifold on in order to accommodate our new turbo. I mean, it's hard to say, but this is a leaking valve stem seal, I think. If you have this situation happen on your own personal car, you may experience like a lot of blue smoke at startup, like a lot of oil burning. It's so close. It's so close. Oh my God. It just wants to come.
Yay! Look at that. The trophy.
This is the passenger side exhaust manifold. And what I was struggling with here is actually one of the ports for a very primitive emission system. It's air injection basically into the exhaust. If I get an air leak, a little bit too much air in the exhaust, we could think that the vehicle's running very lean, and that could, of course, give us false readings. We don't want that. This is science.
Almost. Almost.
This is such a little puzzle.
Oh, yay! So we just took off both manifolds on bank 1 and 2, took off the carburetor. We don't need air conditioning. Now it's time for the hard work.
Yeah, then we can start fabbing.
You will just rip it? Oh, yes.
Oh, man, that thing's kind of heavy. Imagine all the weight we're saving with that.
Hi, I'm here to see Dr. Kehani. Perfect. I always get nervous when I come to the dentist. Does that make you sad to think that your job scares people?
Hello.
Hello, doctor.
How you doing? I'm Dr. Kehani.
I'm Tory.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Now, I have a question. The reason I came in is I'm doing an experiment with nitrous to run a car.
To run a car?
Yeah, so it's not actually for a human. We're gonna try to hook it up to an engine and make it run faster. And I'm just trying to get my hands on it.
Medical grade? First off, that's not legal because you have to have a medical license.
Okay.
Second, they're different. My laughing gas, you know, it's nitrogen oxide. It's N2O. The one that they have for cars, they sell at the stores, that has some sulfur in it. So people, they can't just get their hands on one and start inhaling it. Did I get time?
Why does nitrous make you euphoric?
Yeah, so mainly what it does, it reduces anxiety.
Yeah.
And also it blocks some of the pain receptors, so you feel a little less pain. And on top of all of that, yes, it reduces oxygen to the brain. So if you do it for too long,
You get
that's why you
lightheaded.
get lightheaded and you need supervision. That's
Yeah.
why they come in 2 different bottles.
I think we should try some out.
No. Have you ever had it before?
I've had it once,
Yeah.
but it came out of a balloon,
Oh,
oddly enough.
different story.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I found something here. Let me see.
I thought you were just doing a cleaning. Can I get some nitrous now?
No.
It's crazy.
Oh my God, I'm
Can you
so
believe
stoked.
it? Gorgeous, right?
It's gonna be a shame to blow it up.
Fuel, it's not gonna, it better not blow up. Fuel pump, exhaust manifold, or should I say turbo manifold.
manifolds.
We have every data logging equipment.
Oh.
Look at that, look at the size of that exhaust pipe. It's like a
at
sewer.
it.
It's crazy. Oh, that sounded pretty good. So we have 2 options here with the manifolds. You can put it as factory, which means that we have it this way, or we can have it above, and they have to join together to go to a turbo flange.
I was thinking I'll have a lot of airflow over it and kind of keep it from, you know, burning up our butts. And that means we can position the turbo just like they had it in the movie. It's gonna look so freaking cool and keep it cooler. Does everyone have this much fun at work? Or is it just me?
So the part you have is very critical because now it can give us an idea of where we can place the turbo.
Exactly.
So Rose, pay no mind to the orientation of the compressor housing because we can move that around anywhere with an axis. So we can do that, we can do this, we can do anything in this plane.
Okay, and is it a problem if it's tipped too far forward, then it gets to be an issue with intake, right?
Not only intake, but the cartridge draining.
Okay.
If we go too acute an angle, we won't have proper drain and we'll start smoking. You know, what's interesting is that naturally aspirated engines make X amount of heat, right? When we turbocharge, we're now inducing more controllable heat.
Absolutely.
And this cooling system wasn't designed for it.
Nope.
So anything we can do to enhance cooling for the motor, the better. So hopefully that can pull right out.
Yep. Hopefully.
Okay, now we have the intercooler, and this allows us to cool the hot gases coming out of the turbo, which are compressed. And look at that.
I love how massive and aggressive this thing is gonna look.
That is good.
This is sweet.
So Rose, what are your thoughts on using these as mounting points off those tabs?
They won't fall off.
So the custom exhaust manifolds are in place. Now we need to fabricate from scratch a heap of tubing and flanges.
To get a head start, we roped in our lead builder Rose and her team, while Bisi and I do a little Turbo 101.
In the early 1900s, Dr. Alfred Bucci came up with this wonderful concept. The turbocharger allowed the opportunity for a more efficient internal combustion engine because he felt that internal combustion engines with atmospheric pressure weren't efficient enough. How does this power come to be?
So it actually is using what I like to think of as waste, exhaust.
Absolutely.
It's exiting the engine anyway. Why not harness that energy and use it to drive the air going into the intake?
We have the opportunity to use exhaust gases to turn a turbine wheel, which is directly cogged to a compressor wheel, which then in turn creates pressure in the intake.
We're creating a little bit of a vacuum, so we're pulling it in more, then we're compressing it, so we're able to make that air more dense, so we're getting more oxygen molecules into our engine. More oxygen.
Yes.
You can add to more fuel.
Absolutely.
And that makes more power. But you only reap the rewards of that recycled waste after you've constructed a pressure-sealed system with hundreds of sections of tubing.
Perfect.
So this is where we're gonna end up. You good with that? Okay.
That's great.
My God.
That's awesome.
Each pie cut and elbow precisely designed to combine the flow of exhaust gases from each of the manifolds back through the turbo.
So this carburetor is extremely important because it allows us to give the appropriate amount of fuel for the amount of air that's not going to be ingested by the engine. If Faye and I were silly enough to keep the original carburetor on the car and try and force induce with that, we will experience a lean mixture, and that will result in an engine catastrophic event. In other words, we'll blow up the engine.
Yeah. So this little ball was placed on the linkage of our old carburetor, and it fits perfectly into the end of our throttle cable. This is what is actually attached to the pedals, like, you know, when you hit the gas pedal, it moves this. This then in turn opens up the carburetor. So we basically are trying to put this on here, but these holes are too small.
Now I know how they felt in Cuba.
Yeah, with like how little that they have to work with.
Yeah.
That's what like amazes me too, is just like how creative they still get with cars down there, despite having nothing to work with.
I read something once that in Cuba, because they didn't have brake fluid, they used shampoo. I don't know how true that is.
Get out.
I'm serious.
That wouldn't work.
I can't believe it.
For brake fluid?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll try and actuate that. Wide open throttle?
Oh.
Really?
She's showing off now. Look at that. Oh, yes. Nice. Isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. How awesome is that? So, on top here, we have created this wonderful pipe that's going to allow us to put force-induced air from our turbo into the engine. And these small little 4 holes here are venturis. The more air we push through, the more fuel siphon out and create amazing reliable power for us.
We're so close. We've sourced what we need, a turbo. We've installed the manifolds, the carburetor, and the fuel pump.
Bisi will pressure test the charge piping, and as soon as Tory gets back with the nitrous, we hook that up, calibrate the sensors, tune it up, and fire it up.
Now, I'm about to perform a very critical test when putting together a turbocharger system, and that is checking for leaks. So this is a smoke leak tester, which what it does, it pressurizes an environment inside this contraption, heats up coils with a nice viscous fluid inside to create smoke, and that will go into our turbo. If we have any leaks, guess what? We have a ton of inefficiencies. Oh, I see some smoke right here. So we're getting some smoke in between the compressor housing and the back plate. So we need to fix that. Yeah, I see it right there. I love turbocharging. I picked this myth because it is true and dear to my heart, taking something that is unloved and creating something absolutely spectacular from it. I mean, this was on a piece of paper a few weeks ago, and now it's come to life. It's so exciting. Okay, I sealed up the compressor housing, tightened up the hot side very nicely as it joins to the intercooler, and now look, we have no leaks. Everything is active. Now, all we have to do is start this thing up. What I'm programming now will allow me to see everything that's important to the running of this engine: boost, vacuum, RPM, fuel ratio, and we'll be able to see it real time and record the data as well. And if something doesn't look right, I'll be able to shut down the car ASAP.
The calm before the storm. All right, here we go.
Oh, I have goosebumps. I just want to hear how this thing's gonna sound.
Okay.
High oil pressure. Yep. Fuel ratios are good. It started.
That runs.
It started.
It worked.
It
That
started.
runs.
All right, okay, let's try again.
Here we go.
Wow. Perfect.
Wow.
This sounds great. That's perfect.
Pretty amazing.
Is this true?
I'm in disbelief.
Pinch yourself.
Yeah,
Make sure you're
I
not.
got goosebumps.
It's amazing. I have never been this happy in months. Rose, I look. I can't wait to have Tory see this. Tory and Faye,
floored.
they're gonna, it's just, and it sounds so good.
It would only be cooler if it was a monster truck with a turbo.
With the hard work done, Tory finally returns with the nitrous.
All right, so I went and got some nitrous from the performance shop.
Oh, that works. That'll work indeed.
How much horsepower is this gonna give us?
You know, I'm thinking about a 50 shot. And when I mean 50 shot, 50 horsepower.
So how is it gonna be connected in?
Well, we have this distribution block right here that goes right into the intake. And one port has fuel, and the other port has nitrous. So we're gonna take that bottle, mount in the rear, and you activate it and hits a button. It's gonna energize 2 solenoids.
And that'll send it straight into here, and we'll get our charge.
Yes, straight into there. And then the oxygen would disassociate and go into the intake with an appropriate amount of fuel, giving us a lot more power. Because the key to making power in an engine is getting as much oxygen in there as possible with the right amount of fuel. So fuel and nitrous will go right in here, go into the engine, and oh, hold on. It's gonna be a fun ride. Boom!
NOS, or nitrous oxide. It's all about volumetric efficiency. We have a set volume in each one of the cylinders. We're gonna burn more fuel more efficiently by adding more oxygen. The nitrogen actually releases from the oxygen molecules, and when liquid turns into a gas, it also cools the temperature of the cylinder. What happens when it cools down? More density, you can jam more molecules of air and fuel into the cylinder at the same time. More fuel, more air, more boom, more power, like freaking awesome.
Right. With the engine built to the specs of the movie, it's time for the myth-critical maneuver, the poor man's turbo wire pull. All right, so the most important part of the myth is the tab, high-tech equipment.
There you go.
And the baling wire.
Ow! No, I'm kidding.
This old trick Buster used to use.
This is a key component in this myth, the wastegate itself, that controls the boost and entire turbo system, which, as we've seen, uses exhaust gas to increase pressure and then converts that into horsepower. But that pressure has to be controlled, and too much, the engine could explode. The wastegate is a control system. And when that's removed in the scene where he pulls the baling wire, all hell breaks loose.
Okay, ready for a dry run?
Yes, sounds good.
All right, here we go. Starting the engine. I'm flying 45 seconds into the race. I hit the nitrous. The engine's holding up. Now I pull the vacuum line. It works! And now I'm flying. 16 seconds later, I'm on fire! But I'm not jumping out of this car. I'm gonna finish this race because I'm Vin Diesel. Woo! I don't know, that went pretty well for me. I need a seat, but other than that, what could possibly go wrong? All in the name of science.
Yep.
This is probably the most important element of this whole experiment. If I crash and burn, I want to be put out. Now all we got to do is start it up.
It's been quite a project configuring this turbo to work with an almost 50-year-old engine. And our build team has really stepped up, so I'm excited but also terrified at the same time because anything can go wrong. Also, on the same token, a lot can go right.
I like the headlight. It's like the Cyclops.
The Cyclops?
Yeah. Yeah. It started. That's a plus. Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Best sounding Monte Carlo in the world. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
My heart rate just went like through the roof. That was insane.
You stoked to drive this thing or what?
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm just smiling, my cheeks hurt. I'm just happy, you have no idea.
Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Seeing this car all together now, it's incredible how much work went into it.
I know, right? Everything is set up now. We have the nitro system put in. The fuel ratios are impeccable. Rose just set up the timing.
Look at Rose's smile. She's gritty.
Okay, I'm gonna drive this thing. It moves!
It moves.
It moves!
It looks like a Mad Max car.
Yeah, it's awesome. Peel it! Unreal. Whoa!
I'm fired up. Well, maybe I shouldn't use those words.
All it took was an enormous turbo. And a whole pile of tubes,
Yep.
and a mess of wire.
I don't want to talk
and
about the mess of wire.
dumping the front end off of it. And, I don't know, a few hundred hours.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
It went from like this wimpy Mr. Burns to like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Do we have a fire engine coming out there tomorrow? I'm not joking.
Oh my God. Tomorrow we have to shake down this vehicle. The insane power output means we have some safety concerns.
Oh, I've been waiting to do this since we got this car.
Does this old car have the structural integrity to handle the horsepower? We're going to ease in to make sure there are no surprises when we take her to the track for the real test. So, Tory, take it easy, okay?
It's not my vocabulary.
Good luck.
Thank you. This thing is insane. Yeah, so when I took off, just rolling into it slowly and not just mashing it, right? So it's just like feathering it in. It was perfect.
That's good feedback.
And that's like without the NOS.
Yeah. Imagine we do that.
Ugh.
Oh, it's gonna be on.
Forget it! Ugh, I got chills.
So a ton of work, and the Monte Carlo looks solid. How it's gonna handle the movie myth race conditions on the runway, we're about to find out.
Now, to test the poor man's turbo, we needed a long distance because we're going to be going at some crazy speeds. So we found 3 miles here at Vandenberg Air Force Base.
Yeah, the landing strip is freaking perfect. There's like plenty of like wide open terrain. There's nothing out here that you could possibly bump into.
I like how she says bump into.
And with the speeds you'll be going, oh my goodness, safety is key.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready.
I'm not ready.
You're not?
No.
Don't worry. I'll
you
take care of
ready?
you. Hello, sir. We have a guest.
Hello.
And what is your name, sir?
My name is Lieutenant Schuler. I'm a responsible engineer for the Space Force out here, Vandenberg Air Force Base.
I'm an irresponsible one. That's why we're going to shut the wastegate as Tori's driving down your beautiful tarmac.
So technically, you're an actual rocket scientist.
Yeah. So
Wow. It's rare that you meet like a real one. What do you think of our car?
I think it's awesome. Surprisingly enough, it's not all too different than some of the stuff we use on rocket engines.
Oh, do tell.
We have things called pre-burners, and those kind of help generate some exhaust gas that go through turbos. And then instead of pumping air, we actually pump our liquid fuels into the main combustion chamber.
Wow.
So after this test, you think maybe we should strap some rockets to this?
I think if you can make it go faster, the better, right?
Yes, I like this guy.
You guys ready?
Ready.
All right, let's do this before Faye changes her mind.
With this myth, data is key, and we're monitoring important parameters for the engine. We're measuring the exhaust gas temperature. You know, you saw in the movie that it glowed red hot.
Red
We want
hot.
to capture that data and see what happens.
We're also taking air-fuel ratio, which is
Right
really
there.
important because we want to know, like, can the engine actually handle exactly what we see in the movie? And if so, what's our top speed?
Perfect.
And we have lovingly named this beautiful car the Monte Carlo. It's like the little sprinkle.
So, Tori, here's the procedure. You see that button right there on the dash? That
Okay.
arms your nitrous system. You arm that, then
Gotcha.
you begin your ascent.
Then I'm just gonna smash it. I'm gonna
Yes.
smash the accelerator.
Yes. And when you're full throttle,
Yep,
that's when you hit the nitrous button.
yep.
And pull the baling wire. And then keep your foot on the floor. Wide open throttle is very important.
And we gotta
for
hit
16 seconds. that is.
seconds. All right,
If you ever feel uncomfortable at all,
power through it.
no,
Accelerate out.
let off.
All right,
It's safety
Yeah.
is key.
you guys ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay, so what is a successful poor man's turbo gonna look like?
Purging.
Yeah, that's it. Done.
Well, after Tory pulls that line, the boost pressure should rise way past 3 PSI, keep on going for 16 seconds until the excess pressure sets things on fire. Hopefully the fire trucks are on standby, right? Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Don't
I'm
be.
so nervous
He'll
right
be
now.
okay. He's a good driver.
I feel like I'm gonna...
No, he's a good driver. He's good.
All right, here we go.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God. Okay, there he goes.
Okay, gaining speed. Full throttle and hitting the nitrous. Feeling a little more power.
He seems to be picking up speed pretty fast.
Still picking up speed. 115 miles an hour. Woo-hoo!
He going so freaking fast.
Oh my God.
Steady at 115 miles an hour. The engine is maxed out. This is it. Countdown to poor man's turbo. Here we go. I'm about to pull the line in 3.
He's freaking hauling.
Oh my God. I hear the turbo spooling.
2, 1. On turn. What's happening? It's slowing down. Badass accelerating. Yeah, it's slowing down again. Boost! But now I'm losing boost. I'm getting boost, and then it slows down. Oh man, I thought it was gonna be taking off like a rocket.
Hey!
So I hit the nitrous,
Yeah.
felt the kick, got a little more top end speed, kept my foot all the way down, but when I pulled the line, I just started losing power. I would get these intervals of boost. I'd be driving and it'd be like, brrr, and then I'd go back to slow and it'd be like, brrr.
I know what it is.
What's that?
When the line was pulled with this boost leak, the pressure is escaping. It's not going to the engine.
Yep.
It's coming up. The turbo spools even faster to compensate, and it spikes up, and then it leaks right out again.
All right, so you know what? I feel like we pushed this engine hard enough today. Maybe we go back to the shop, look at the data, and see if there's anything we could do to make this system work.
Yeah,
Okay,
that sounds like a good idea. We turn an old beater into a Mad Max mean machine. But the question is, what exactly happened when we pulled that line? And in science, repeatable results are crucial to confirm your hypothesis.
I've never had a car this interesting on my dyno.
So we brought in a dyno, we're gonna put the car on it and recreate what happened and see if the car behaves the same way.
The key number we'll be tracking is the pressure generated by the turbo.
Ready?
Pull the wire!
What happened?
So this was a great test. I saw you cruising at 2 PSI.
Yeah.
When you pulled the baling wire, though, it was oscillating badly. It jumped to 6.7, but it kept going 6, 2, 6, 1.
Interesting.
You didn't go faster. You went slower.
I feel like we did everything just like in the movie. We found that badass car.
Oh, the perfect car. And we found a massive turbo, which is like perfect, just like the movie.
And we lightened the vehicle up just like Dom did. You even ripped off the fender.
Yeah, we put in the nitrous system. We got it out to the track. I floored it, hit the nitrous. But when I pulled that vacuum line, we did not get any crazy boost. In fact, it did the opposite. It just fizzled out. I feel like we gave this car the best possible chance of working, and it didn't.
But if you think the team is giving up, you must be new around here. Cue the ingenious MythBuster method to ensure movie magic is made a reality.
Okay, so we tried what happened in the movie, and I thought about it. What would it take to be able to have some type of success with components that would be available in Cuba at the time? It hit me. A rat trap. Using a rat trap to control boost. When Tory pulls his baling wire, look at that, a proper pinch. Now there's no boost signal going to the wastegate, and it cannot vent to the atmosphere, and it gives us the perfect sealing opportunity. Now that's done, let's see what happens at the track.
This is it. We found another airstrip to do our final test.
This is my favorite part. After busting a myth, coming back and seeing what it would take to actually get it to work.
What did you do?
Well, in the spirit of Cuba, I used something very clever. A rat trap to pinch off the signal to the wastegate.
Genius!
Thank you. So, Tori, get ready. It's gonna be a wild ride.
What could possibly go wrong?
With a support team like us, you can't fail. Nitrous, it's good to go.
Okay.
I'm leaving you now. Have fun.
Thank you.
Oh my God, this is gonna be amazing.
We'll see you at the end of the track. All right, starting the engine.
This is poor man's turbo, final test. In 3, 2, 1. All right, I have the accelerator pin.
What? There he goes.
Oh my God!
100 miles an hour. Hitting the nitrous.
Oh, he must hit the nitrous. Look at that.
Pulling the rat trap. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my God!
He did it!
Please don't catch on fire. Please don't catch on fire. Please don't catch on fire.
I got up to 130. Can you believe that?
Oh, Tori, you
how'd
are
it go?
flying. Oh my goodness.
This thing is crazy.
Like, I hammered down, hit the nitrous.
Oh, how did it feel?
He was like, wow! And then as soon as I hit the rat trap, it was like, boom, you felt the boost.
That was the ultimate finale to this whole myth.
Look at that. So you start off at almost 3 PSI, 2.8 to be exact.
Yep.
Look what happened when the rat trap just shut. Boost spiked up and hit the 7 and stayed.
7
the entire time.
PSI. That is respectable with that size turbo.
Who knew we just needed a rat trap?
Wow.
I know. Oh, if only they had done that in the movie.
It's not exactly what happened in the movie. That's what happened in real life and should have been what Dom did in Cuba.
All right, so this one's still busted.
Yes.
But we were able to replicate the result.
Absolutely.
In the Cuban spirit, exactly.
Nice work,
Thank
you
you.
guys.
So Hollywood's not so fake after all. Ish.